let's move on to our sister Umi Laila Azhar from HomeNet in Pakistan. She's highlighting towards SSE with women in the informal economy for sustainability. I think this is the first time we are getting a presentation from Pakistan in our network, and we value HomeNet because Punsap has been very active, and also Sundari from Bangkok. Both have been very active in our network. And then to have someone from Pakistan is also very good. So the South Asia is coming out very strong in the case studies and presentation. Sister Umi, can I pass it to you?
Wait a minute, before to Miss Umi, I'd like to check Mr. Salam connection, because you become the next presenter.
Shah.
Can you hear us? Yeah. No.
Shah?
No, he cannot. Okay, I will.
Shah,
okay.
Can you hear us?
No, he's not hearing anything. I will assist him. Okay, then we can continue to Miss Umi, please.
Okay, Miss Umi, can you take over the slides for Umi?
Miss Umi?
I'll handle it myself.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, please.
All the best. Over to you.
Okay. Thank you. So, okay, so I'll share my screen. Okay, can you see me? Can everyone see the slides?
Yes,
yes,
we can
yes,
see.
yes.
We can see.
So, and I am audible, I suppose you can hear my voice. So thank you so much, Mr. Ben and Denny and Chandra, for having me here. I've been missing out quite a few of the academic sessions due to the internet connection. And thank God today is again Friday, but I am having some good connections at home. Today I had that internet man at my house, and I just got everything fixed up. So I'm glad that I'm connected till now. So good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I know about the work that HomeNet Thailand is doing and HomeNet Philippines is doing, and we are in sisterhood. We are all connected with HomeNet South Asia and HomeNet International, and there is another movement that going on that definitely, inshallah, in coming October, there is a launch of HomeNet International, where all the HomeNets are coming together for the rights and recognition of home-based workers. So that is something that has been done over the years in solidarity with informal economy. So I'll just stick to my presentation, and I'm sorry, I just thought that I'll have just 5 minutes. So my presentation is very short. I'll try to talk more with regard to what we have done and we have achieved so far in the specific context of SSE.
You have 15 minutes. You have 15 minutes, so you can expand it.
You told me it's just 5 minutes, so I just
sorry,
15,
I thought 5 minutes.
15. Sorry, okay. Unless I miss the one with the 5. It's definitely 15 to 20.
That's perfectly all right. I was very happy that it's just 5 minutes. So now it's 15, so I have to talk more. So anyways, this is a brief introduction of my organization. It's HomeNet Pakistan. It's a member-based organization network. It comprises of membership-based organizations representing the majority of the home-based workers across Pakistan. And at the moment, we have around 360 members who are working for the rights of the women in the economic arena, and 60 who are the specific member-based organizations who they are in the board of. They're the paid members and they are in the executive. So the vision of HomeNet Pakistan is that it envisions a society where home-based workers are ensured visibility, recognition, legal and social protection to achieve a decent standard of living. And it strives to empower home-based workers and other women in informal economy to realize their economic and political rights. Just to give you a brief snapshot that HomeNet Pakistan is the first organization in Pakistan who was established with the overview of working for the women in the informal economy. And the target was to take up the issue of home-based workers in Pakistan. So before that, no other organization was working. All were working for the labor rights and labor rights for the formal sector. So that was a coordinated effort by HomeNet South Asia, where these networks were formed, and we are fortunate enough that in Pakistan, HomeNet is striving for the rights of the women in the formal economy, and other networks are also active. But the work that HomeNet Pakistan has done so far with regard to bringing the issue of the informal economy with the government is something that needs to be replicated in other countries. And with this HomeNet International coming up, I think they will be doing some more groundwork in Pakistan to help other countries to take up the legislative review of giving the legal recognition to the women in the informal economy. So the major objective of our organization is to mainstream the issues of informal workers, home-based workers, and domestic workers, and in the national and provincial policies, and take initiatives for ensuring their visibility and strive towards building a international network of home-based workers, domestic workers, and organizations and NGOs and cooperatives, and support the women at the grassroots level by organizing them and bringing up their cooperatives, their unions, their membership-based organizations to a level where they sit in a platform where they can their views are matters. Their views matters and they are part of the decision making process. So we are also coordinating with regional and international campaigns for the improvement of informal workers conditions, and there's a research work going on. It's a continuous where we find out empirical evidence with regard to the issues, and then a larger advocacy is planned accordingly. And one of the objectives is to provide technical assistance to the women at all level whenever it's required, and it is focused on their needs. So our area of focus is policy watch, advocacy, capacity development, and leadership development of the grassroots level, bringing the women to a level where they become self-sustainable, and they take up their own issues, they take up their own social and economic issues. And information is like it's an ongoing thing. So the focus, as I have already mentioned, it's more or less the same, but we promote fair trade practices for economic development and capacity development of larger community on human rights, women, legal and labor rights, and advocacy networking. And we are involved in the implementation of sustainable development goals, specifically goal 5 and goal 8. So as a network, we are focused in organizing and linking up the women with the available opportunities and with the other members of the networks. Now coming to my presentation, as I said earlier, is very short because I thought of that it's just 5 minutes, but I'll try to elaborate on what the context of social solidarity, economy, and HomeNet Pakistan has taken up the dimensions. More or less, the organizational strategic plan is aligned to the SSE in solidarity with women and in solidarity with all the marginalized groups. So as the first dimension goes, the social responsible governance, which more or less focus on the social inclusion and democratic participation of the excluded. Organization believes in inclusion and leaving no one behind, and the decision-making process is participatory with representation from the grassroots level at the grassroots level. The organizations, those who organized many years back, are now few of them are part of our board. So that is basically bringing up the local leadership into a decision-making body. So we did that. It's a democratic board. The structure is democratic. It's participatory, and we work with women of all ages, focusing on youth and going up to like senior citizens who are involved in the home-based work, who's involved in the factory workers, who are working as domestic workers. So we work with transgenders, persons with disability, youth, and ethnic groups, migrants, and religious minorities. So the structure is that it believes in inclusion. So that's how the linkage is with SSE. And with ethical values, the frameworks that the organization adopts and all the programs and all the structure, it focuses uh, on with the lens of human rights framework, the feminist principles, and decent work agenda, and UDHR, CEDAW is one of the parameters, and the core values of the organization, which are again uh, something that is aligned to SSE principles. And it believes in accountability and transparency, honesty and integrity, dignity of labor, gender equality, creativity, professionalism and discipline, respect for diversities, and no to child labor. So this is the ethical values of the organizations are again something that are the overarching things, making use of the existing frameworks for specific target of targeted area wherever the work is required based on the evidence. So the third, focusing on the socioeconomic benefits of the community, which again focuses on it refers to the benefits that the organization SSCO brought to the community with regard to creation of job, new enterprises, access to social protection, credit, technology, market, and assets. So our whole of the context in the social and economic arena is focused on the women economic empowerment. The paradox is like leaving no one behind, including all the marginalized groups, depending upon their availability and depending upon their consent, to bring them to a level where they are able to take up their social issues and take up their livelihood issues, and they become empowered in a way that they don't need the SSCO anymore, and they live their lives afterwards. So that's a larger part of our sustainability, where we support them, and we ensure, as I said earlier, that inclusion is something that we believe in, and creating equal opportunities for the income generation. As far as the need is concerned, the groups, when we organize them, the need come up, so we create equal opportunities for those women after identification of the needs, and link them up with the existing opportunities, or if the opportunities are not there, we create more opportunities for them, so that they can leverage from those and take benefit of them. So we have thousands of women who have come up with through who were connected from the grassroots level, and now they are working as an own account micro level enterprises. Some have grown up into a mid-level or small level enterprises, and some are working as a union, some are working as taking their issue forward as an CBO, as a right-based organizations. So these are all the things that we do, and it's on continuous basis. Then innovation and creating online marketing opportunities is something that we started 4 years back. And since the home-based workers are own account workers and they are into production, so the major issue, one major issue that has come up every time is the marketing issue. That whatever the products they are making, the market is not available for that. So we did an innovation and tried to collaborate with few universities and few online channels to translate or to provide them online facilities, and through digitalization to e-commerce, so that they can see what opportunities are available at the provincial level or at the national level, where their products are in demand. So that ended up with the creation of their online shops. And for the first time, these women, the grassroots level women who had no identity, who had no established business, but they were making products for the middle person. They started their online shops. And I remember that the first order that a woman from Karachi received was from Canada, and that was for 9,000 Pakistani rupees. She sold 2 pieces of rugs online to somebody in Canada. So that was something that was very powerful and very motivating for all of us. And after that, it's something that we are taking up at a larger level. And now, as COVID, this need has come up very prominently, and we are focusing on some new other technologies where we can use digitalization to create more opportunities for these women who are homebound now. They cannot move, and the middle person is also not available now these days. So this is that is linked with the excuse me, social and economic empowerment of these women. So the other thing is we focus on these linking with government is something that is an ongoing process, and whenever there are the opportunities as with regard to the capacity development, with regard to skill enhancement, with regard to social security, with regard to social protection schemes, we create opportunities for these women, the transgenders, minorities to have access to those schemes. And again, with the MFIs, this is for those women who are into businesses, who are into enterprises. So when after coming up through a process, step 1, step 2, which is like organizing, identifying their needs, and if they have the potential for aptitude for taking up the businesses, special financial literacy, business management, capacity development enhancement, trainings are provided to those groups and individuals. And then after that, when they are able to make their own business plans, they are linked with the MFIs. So they take up those issues like that to resolve their economic issues. So the fourth dimension, I think this is the fourth dimension. Yes, the fourth with regard to the fourth dimension, where we understand that it is to protect environment. Our focus is basically whenever we are working with these home-based workers. So the preservation and cleanliness and environment is something that we focus on, and well-being also. So we have had past experiences where we collaborated with the local government clean city campaign, where the groups, the organized membership-based groups of women were linked with the local government city plans for the cleanliness of their specific union councils. So those women, they became the leaders there. They became the focal persons and nominated by the local government to take care of the specific union council, so that there is no garbage there. So the streets are clean. There is no water, and they were direct with the local government and other departments where the whole area were cleaned. So this is basically part of their awareness that we provide them, and later on they take up that issue. And again, the promotion of recycling materials. How many? Sorry?
4 minutes. 4.
So I'm just concluding. So this is we promote recycling of materials, and we provide them so that the products, there are many groups who are using the recycled material and creating their livelihood. And again, as I said, in the recent COVID also, many groups, membership-based groups and cooperatives of the home-based workers are into producing this PPE kits and face masks, and they are using the recycled materials. And economic stability is the fifth dimension. Our organization is linked with that. We believe in solidarity with the women and human rights. And as I said, it believes in collaboration and networking. And during this hard time of COVID, we are collaborating with several organizations where we are linking the home-based workers in the food programs, where the ration is being food is being distributed, and also for the sustainability of SSEO, HomeNet Pakistan. We are working with the different organizations where we are facilitating them, we are providing them the data, and honestly to tell you, we don't have any money at that time, and still we are surviving on our self-help basis, because we are focusing we are sharing our data, we are sharing our information with other government and with other organization, and that is one of our sustainability point that we are I think it's something that uh, we are proud of. And this is just to focus on that, how we are translating this technology and bringing these grassroots level groups to the level where they are learning from the new opportunities, and this is how they can come into credits and into online cash transfers and have their online banks. So this is giving them awareness and later on creating their bank accounts so that the transaction is being achieved. So this is a group at a grassroots level where this financial literacy and starting up their bank accounts is being delivered, and this helped them in creating their online shops. So again, this is a snapshot of the online shops that were curated for these women, and now they are handling it themselves. In their own individual own account workers, now they are starting their work as an enterprise and hiring other women also. So this is the last slide, as assumed. So yes, this is something that we did for the first time with the transgenders by creating economic opportunities from them. The first picture shows that we link them up with a cloth bank, where these transgenders, they were hired, and they are working with for that organizations, and that was done after the organizing, identifying their needs. And we also tried to bring some of the transgenders to take up their livelihood issues so that they can live a decent life. And they were also given this online mm, creating online shops and starting businesses, capacity development. This was for the first time. We also tried to focus on their health and well-being by providing them the health cards, health insurance cards, and in this
Hello.
Hello, Miss Ume.
Hi.
Okay, we lost your voice. I think it is interrupted.
Yeah. We just see whether Umi is coming back.
We cannot make sure about it.
Her connection is out. Huh?
Yeah, the connection is out.
We just give shall we move or wait or what?
Wait a second. Umi. She's out. She's out of the room.
Okay.
Okay, disconnected.
So what we so I think she gave a very good. I don't know how the confusion 5 minutes. Because definitely we were giving 15 minutes, but her PowerPoint is well prepared and very comprehensive. But I think when Umi comes back, we will give her an opportunity afterwards.
Yes.
But I think first Pakistani case study. The second, of course, is also a first case study from Bangladesh. Our brother Shah Abdul Salam. Thank you very much. Shah has been in our meetings with a few others who have come. Shah, can I pass the time over to you?
And Miss Ome she just come back.
Okay, Umri, do you want to conclude? You can say your final words.
But I don't remember where was I. I was on the last slide.
It was in the last slide with the transgender and
transgender. So I was sharing the experience of organizing these transgenders and my back, and how the government is now coming up with the protective legislations for them. So that's something that is there. And this is something that I wanted to share here. Chandra, I'll share my revised presentation with you. We organized the local women in a cooperative. 100 of the women in Karachi, Liari, that was a conflicting area, where we provided them skill enhancement techniques. We translated enterprise development and businesses education to them, and they came up with their own launch of their brand, which is called Liari brand. So that was a few years back, and this media covered this whole episode of how these women brought this thing. So that was again, it's an initiative done for the women at a local level, and the cooperative is now working very effectively. So that's now I end here, and if there are any questions, I would be happy to answer.
Yeah, thank you very much, Umi. I think we'll like the first presentation, Anushri. We would focus towards the end. I just have one question to clarify. Home-based workers, is it in the city context that you are working? You mentioned Karachi, where your Koprasi is. Are all these women in the urban area?
Jenny, yes. As per the definition of ILO 177, these women are belong to the manufacturing supply chain. So the rural or the agriculture women, they are automatically, they go out of the purview of the definition. But it's not that we are not working with the rural women. We are working with the rural women, and those groups they reside in the peri-urban areas, and they have their different dimensions. But but since this is the urban context, mostly the focus is on the urban home-based work.
Okay, very good. Because I think Juliet is around. Often there is a question whether our SSE is operating in the urban. Many of our good examples have been on the rural, but I think home-based workers, informal workers like Bangkok is in a city context. And here you said the Koperasi is also operating in Karachi. So very good. Can I pass the time? Yes. Yes.
It's mostly in the cities where these home-based workers are concentrated. So where they are the manufacturing chains. But as I said, in the peri-urban areas, we have groups who are working with regard to the agri-based businesses. So that's something that we can share at another platform.
Okay.
There are groups who are working with the poultry, who are working with the kitchen gardening and producing herbs that that they come to the urban markets. So those groups are already there.
Okay,